Hello my friends and welcome back. It's Monday, the beginning of a fantastic new week for me and for you and for Ukrainians, because in this video, my friends, we're gonna go through how Russians lost two Su-30 fighter planes. I mean, these are one of the most modern planes Russia produces, because, you know, there's Su-35 also. One of these Su-30s cost $50 million and Ukraine shot them down with marine drones. These drones that look like boats, they have two Sidewinder United States air-to-air missiles attached on top of them, and boom, boom, two of them shot down. We're gonna go through all of the videos. But to begin the week with good images in your mind, here is a Russian donkey, a real photo on the front, a Russian donkey equipped with an anti-drone jammer. This is supposedly the second army in the world. Now, not even the second army in Ukraine, but the second army in Russia. It all began on May the 2nd when Ukraine launched one of the biggest, if not the biggest, drone and missile attack against Russia in the whole of full-scale war. We're talking about 170 drones and missiles altogether, and each arrow on this photo represents one drone or missile going towards Russia or occupied Ukraine. As you can see, most of them go to the Black Sea area and Crimea. I mean, Crimea had like 4th of July or New Year's fireworks. Everything went kaboom, and we're gonna go through one by one what exactly went kaboom. First of all, Novorossiysk, it's a Russian Black Sea port city which was targeted very heavily. And by the way, in this video we can see Russian anti-air defense missile system striking Russian Banelka apartment building. This is an air defense missile missing its Ukrainian target and striking Russian-owned civilian Banelka. Not very good at all. And in this video we can actually see the Ukrainian drone, long-range drone flying. Look at this one right here. You can see the speck on the screen. Flying over Novorossiysk, Russian anti-air missile systems trying to shoot it down, but their missiles were hitting, as you saw, their own apartment buildings. It happens. Well, actually it doesn't, but it happens in Russia. And just to give you a clearer image, this is a footage from another angle of Russian anti-air missile hitting Novorossiysk Banelka. Look at that. Bada bim, bada boom. Knocked out cold. I mean, this is a catastrophe for Russian civilians, honestly. Their air defense systems are supposed to protect them against Ukrainian air attacks, but they're attacking themselves, the Russian citizens. Very sad day for the Russians in Novorossiysk. And by the way, the Crimean bridge, the KERCH bridge, was attacked. We don't know how effective the attack was, but we know that the air defense systems on both sides of the KERCH Strait, on the sides of the bridges in the vicinity, were active and shooting up air defense missiles, which you can see right here in this footage. Missiles going up. We don't know if they hit anything, and we don't know if Ukraine hit the bridge, but we know that the bridge was targeted. Maybe by the next video I'll have more footage about the bridge for you. But this is the first time Ukraine has targeted this bridge in a year. We have all been waiting. Actually, it's more. It's a year and a half. We've all been waiting for it, talking about it, and they did it, just like that. Imagine a world where Russians could be able to carelessly vape without blowing up their oil refineries. Well, they don't know it, but we have that ability now, thanks to Fume. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device. No vapor, no nicotine, just natural flavor. No batteries, no charging. You just pick it up and go. Sleek, portable, built to last, designed with a high-quality build and a sleek aesthetic. Fume feels premium in your hand and is easy to take anywhere, whether you're at work, traveling, or just relaxing at home. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to a sticky soda, fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavor there, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor or combustion. Psychology shows that stopping a bad habit of cold turkey is very hard on your brain. Fume works by replacing your hand-to-mouth fixation, calming your nervous tension through fidgeting and distracting you from your bad habit with delicious flavor. Hey, Russians don't have this tech yet, but you and me can fume around without spontaneously combusting like Russian oil refineries. Wow. Go to tryfume.com/Estonian or scan the QR code and use the code Estonian to get your free fume topper when you order your journey pack today. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring today's video. And just to give you a list of what was attacked, overnight, Crimea faced a massive drone attack. Airfields in Novofedorivka, Belbek, Kacha and Khvardiske were hit. Explosions echoed in Sevastopol, Simferopol and Jankoe. Flashes and air defense activity reported in Saki district. This is Crimea. I mean, this was 4th of July, honestly. For you Americans watching, for Europeans, this was the New Year's in Crimea. Everything burned everywhere. They have about 4 to 5 military airfields in Crimea. Different sizes, different importance. But they're all defended by Russian anti-air defense missile systems, which in the previous video I showed you also were destroyed a few days before this attack by the SBU drones. And we got a beautiful video of that, of these drones actually destroying S-300s and Pantsir systems. And now we get this attack. So what we have is shaping the battlefield. SBU drones fly to Crimea, they lift off from Ukrainian marine drones, fly to Crimea, destroy one by one Russian air defense systems, and then we get this biggest Ukrainian missile and drone attack, mostly against Crimea, because there's no Russian air defense capabilities there anymore. It's shaping the battlefield and then attacking by your own terms. It's beautiful. Alright, let's go to specific targets which was attacked. I mean, this is not in Crimea, but it was one of the very good targets, very close to the front line, by the way. This is the Strila factory in Zuzemba, Bryansk region, in Russia, and it was struck. The factory produced electronics for the Russian military, specifically radar equipment. The big question remains why Ukraine attacked it only now, because it's very close. If I'm not mistaken, Ukraine actually attacked it with MLRS. I mean, this shows you how close it is, and you can see it in the front also. In the targets where the drones flew, I mean, this is Moscow. They flew to Moscow also. Russians themselves claim that they shot down 4 drones flying to Moscow. But the thing is, 9th of May is coming up. It's like the biggest day in Russia. And drones are flying to Moscow and Crimea. If they shot them down or if they didn't, it still keeps the Russians on their heels, and Ukrainians will demonstrate to the Russian people that Putin's air defense capabilities cannot really protect them from Ukrainian drones and missiles. Now we go to Crimea, Kacha airbase, Kacha. Gotta catch them all. Well, this is on fire, which is very good to see always on Mondays. Russian Crimean air bases on fire. I mean, let's be honest, it's an Ukrainian airbase occupied by Russia. And on the list of targets, I mean, this is the last one. There were more targets, but I want to show you only the ones we have videos of, because I know you guys want some eye candy. Well, here it is. Stavropol, a little bit north and east from it, is a Russian space base. Sorry, I don't know how to call it. Space station, space base. Well, I'll just read it to you. Pro-Ukraine Center for Countering Disinformation, drones struck Russia's Zvezda Space Intelligence Facility. Wow, that's how you call it. Space Intelligence Facility in Stavropol Krai, a GRU station since the 1970s. It intercepts satellite signals and conducts cyber espionage. 1 hit confirmed from 3 drones. And this is what it looks from satellite imagery. It looks cool and neat and clean. And here is the drone. You can see it, small speck on the screen, losing altitude, zeroing in on the target, and bada bing, bada boom. We don't see the explosion, but it happened. Now I'll just show you this very same drone from another angle, closing in on the space intelligence base. How was it called? I'm sorry, I forgot it already. It's very slow, very loud, but Russians cannot shoot it down for some reason, and it makes a hell of a kaboom. It's showing us how dangerous it is when Russian soldiers are carelessly smoking on massive scale. Before we go to the two SU-30Ms shot down over the Black Sea, and we have plenty of videos and photos and everything about it, I'm going to show you all of it. I want to guide your attention to Buy Me a Coffee monthly members, because these guys, they're legends. They are the foundation of this channel. They make it possible for me to do what I do. So I want to just devote this time to them in the weirdest way possible. I'm going to butcher their names with my Nordic Estonian pronunciation. Tave Lereske, Georgi K, Lennart Alnas. This one could be Estonian. I don't know. Are you Estonian? Let me know in the comments. Scott. Vil Tarbiskire. That gotta be UK. Thank you. Long live the king. Thank you to all of these 5 names. And if you like my channel, Buy Me a Coffee link is in the description below. And I'll be butchering your name to oblivion. Alright, my friends. The reason you clicked on this video, it's not a clickbait, because I got footage, I got photos, I got everything to prove it to you. And we're gonna begin with... This information actually comes from a Russian military blogger, Rehi, the biggest one, and he has very nice visuals. So, this is a photo of a drone, one of the Ukrainian maritime drones called Magura V7. Magura V7 is a version of Magura V5, only fitted with anti-air defense missiles. These are United States Sidewinders, great missiles, air-to-air missiles. This is the photo of a destroyed Magura V9, and they were destroyed, all of them by the way, I'll show you videos of it. But before they were destroyed, they destroyed 2 Russian SU-30s. This is their movement path, you can see it. Very close to Novorossiysk, a Russian military port, very close to Anapa, hugging the side of the Kerch Strait, and here is where the encounters happened. And now, my friends, without further ado, I bring you a video of the shoot down. We don't have video of 2 shoot downs, we have a video of 1 shoot down, but 2 of them were taken down. Let's watch it. That's the SU-30. Whoa! Exporting freedom, it went up in flames. 4th of July all over again. Look at it explode into a million pieces. By the way, both pilots from both planes ejected. 2 of them got eliminated, knocked out cold, but 2 of them were picked up by a civilian crew on the sea. But these fragments are beautiful. This plane can never fly over Estonia anymore because Ukrainians gifted us the rare gift of destroying it. It's beautiful, and it connects with the sea, turning it into a submarine aircraft, marine plane, whatever you want to call it. Knocked out cold, and it's beautiful. So Magura V7, I bring it to you. This is the photo of it. You can see the 2 Sidewinder missiles on top of it. A version AIM-9 Sidewinders. They're air-to-air, but Ukraine modified them to be sea-to-air, not ground-to-air, but sea-to-air, you know what I mean. First photo of a Magura V7 armed with AIM-9 Sidewinders shooting down 2 Russian Su-30 SM aircraft in the Black Sea. Wow, whoa, whoa, now that's what I call a very nice. But as I mentioned to you earlier, all of the marine drones were destroyed by the Russians after they shot down these 2 Su-30s. Now here is a Russian Ka-52 attack helicopter with a machine gun crew immobilizing first one of these Magura drones. I think this one is a V5 without the AIM-9 Sidewinders, otherwise it would have shot down the chopper. But they immobilized it, and now they're shooting it with short bursts with machine guns to destroy it. That's what they do. A little backstory for you. About a year ago, Russians started hunting these marine drones with their Ka-52s, and they were quite effective. They were patrolling the Black Sea all the time. If they see one, they just destroy it with machine gun fire. So, what Ukraine did, from January 25, they started doing it, is putting these AIM-9 Sidewinders on Magura V7s, a new version of Magura V5s, to intercept and fight back against the Ka-52s. And now they send out Magura V5s with the V7s who are supposed to attack the helicopters. And immediately we see some choppers being shot down in the last 4 months and 2 Russian fighter jets being shot down. First time in history, a marine drone shooting down a fighter jet. Well, in this case, it's a Magura V5. It cannot shoot down the Ka-52, and we see it being destroyed. As you can see on the screen, big bada bim bada boom. They destroyed all of them, but they lost 2 SU-30. So at what cost did they destroy them? Now I'll bring you some information from the man himself. Head of the Ukrainian GUR, General Kirill Budanov, disclosed that not 1 but 2 SU-30s have been shot down over the Black Sea. Additionally, the missiles used for their destructions were US-made AIM-9 Sidewinders. The missiles were fired by Magura V7, a variant of the Magura V5. Just to give you this information so everything comes from the man on top. Budanov said that the crew of the first Su-30 survived and was picked up in the Black Sea by a civilian ship. According to preliminary reports, the crew of the second plane was on board. The crew of the second plane got knocked out cold, I think. So here, to sum up this topic, I have more videos for you. This is the video filmed by the Russians, by the way, of these Magura drones, some V5s, some V7s. Here we can see them, 3 of them on this screen, going close to the vicinity of Novorossiysk. 3 of them here also. Budanov also actually said that 3 were used, so no more were used. All of them are being filmed here. Supposedly this has to be after they shot down the Su-30s. And now Russians also are using FPVs to connect to these sea drones, and they are destroying them. And let me get to the place where it's... See, 1 is taken out, and in the end we see another one being taken out, and the 3rd one was taken out by the Ka-52 chopper with a machine gun, as we saw. So 3 marine drones destroyed against 2 Su-35 fighter jets, one of which costs 50 million USD. It's a beautiful encounter. Return of interest to Ukraine is infinity, pretty much. Now the next topic of the video is 9th of May. Russians everywhere across the globe are preparing. This is the biggest day in the year for Russia. Bigger than Christmas, bigger than the New Year's, bigger than everything they have. It's their cult of death. They worship the death of that day. They do. It's not about the ending of Second World War. It is just about the wish to die for your leader, be it a Soviet chairman of the Communist Party or the Tsar of Vladimir Putin right now. It's the same. Here we see all of these Russians trying to get their taste of the soldiers' porridge. This is a tradition in Russia. You eat the very same food the soldiers supposedly ate in the Second World War. It's buckwheat, pretty much. And they are standing in lines en masse to get... I mean, it's not disgusting. It's very good for you to eat buckwheat, but it's not... Like, culinary and taste-wise, it's not good. It's just very... For Americans, I would say it's even bad. But they're trying to get a taste of it. It's, again, very strange cult they have going on in their country. By the way, these very same carts were used to deport Estonians. These very same ones, looking exactly like the same ones. So yeah, the cult of pain and suffering and war crimes still going on in Russia. The equipment is gathering in Moscow already, massive amounts of it. By the way, what I want to bring out here, right, we see the equipment, tanks, Ural trucks, but we see Tigr. This is the Russian reinforced recon vehicle Tigr. We saw at the beginning months of war hundreds, if not thousands, of Tigr vehicles entering Ukraine, and Ukraine has destroyed all of them. This was supposed to be the new age, 21st century, second army in the world, Russia's like new vehicle that can defeat everything. But Ukraine has destroyed every last one of them, and you don't see any of them in Ukraine at all. Like, none of them. They don't exist in Ukraine. Because they're just very expensive to make and they're worthless. You can shoot through them with small arms fire. And Ukrainians did. But you see them on the parade because they look good. They do. This is, you know, they're trying to be like copy of MRAPs pretty much. They're trying to be copy of that. You can see here, modified Tiger right here. And here also. Very easy to destroy, very expensive to make. But they do look good, I gotta say. They look awesome. We have S300s we have here, more Tigers. Right. What I wanted to say with this video is these are targets. They're all military targets. And as Budanov said when he was asked about, what about 9th of May parade in Moscow? He said, bring earplugs. You know what it means. By the way, I wanna bring you guys to my country, Estonia, for a moment, because this is the most eastern city of Estonia, Narva, right on the border with Russia. Look at this, European Union flag, Estonian flag. This is the bridge connecting European Union with Russia, Estonia to Russia. Look at that bridge. It's closed and with dragon's teeth, because we don't want nothing coming over that river, over that bridge. We're gonna blow up that bridge if necessary. But 9th of May, the Russians are not making the festivities on their side to their people. They're actually putting up these screens facing Estonia because they want Estonian Russians to be brainwashed. This whole show is for Estonian Russians. Look at that, one screen facing Estonia. We got a huge concert stage here facing Estonia. And we have another screen facing Estonia. So all of it is for Estonian Russians sitting on our side, freedom side of the Narva River, watching over the river, getting part of that death cult. I would say, hey, go to Russia, never come back. But they don't want to leave Estonia. You know why? Because life in the European Union is freaking beautifully good compared to Russia. They don't want to leave, but they want to be part of that death cult. So that's what they do. On the European Union soil, getting the European Union pensions, but watching over the river to the Russian screens, showing death cult. It's a weird situation if you ask me. As I said, Russians across the globe. I mean, in this video, we can see Russians gathering near the vicinity of the White House. Again, praising death. I'm gonna use the right words. I'm not gonna say the ending of the Great Patriotic War or the ending of Second World War. It's nothing to do with that. It is death cult. Nothing to do with the religion or Christianity. They're just praising death. The idea of dying for your Tsar or for the chairman of the Communist Party, whoever it is, Lenin, Stalin, whatever it is. So, Ukrainians also came there to protest the protests, and they're shouting at each other in United States, Russians and Ukrainians in front of the White House shouting at each. It's a weird situation. What I'm gonna say is this should be banned. This is United States enemies, Russians, showing their death symbols, death cult symbols in front of the White House. This should be banned. All of them should be arrested. I'm very much against these gatherings, and all across Europe also. I'm gonna say it on this channel. Put them all to jail. Let them think about their death cult before you let them out. And Zelensky said a beautiful thing. So, Putin declared a 3-day ceasefire from 9th to 11th of May because he cannot guarantee with his air defense systems the safety of these parades. So he does a goodwill gesture. Something that Russians always do when they're weak. This is just Russian playbook. Putin did a goodwill gesture saying, oh, 3 days, one-sided ceasefire. Let's hope Ukrainians do it also. This is what Zelensky said. We are not an insurance company to guarantee the safety of Russians or their guests on May the 9th. It is as good of a quote as I need ammunition, not a ride. So Zelensky is a damn legend, and I do hope they attack every last parade that happens across Russia. In Bakhmut, again to show that this is a death cult. The city is fully destroyed. Almost all of the population that got slaughtered there got slaughtered by the Russians. And now they're putting up Soviet and Russian flags on the sides of the streets. This is truly the Russian world. A Russian miracle, Russian future, Ruski Mir, whatever you want to call it, it is one big death cult. And to prove it to you even more, here is Russians doing the storming of Reichstag. They even built a stage that looks like the Reichstag building. They have these tanks and everything here, and they are just performing this act and waving the Soviet flag. By the way, the guys who lifted the Soviet flag on the Reichstag building, there were 3 of them, and if I'm not mistaken, one of them was from Georgia, one of them was from Ukraine. I mean, there was no Russians there at all. There were Ukrainians and Georgians and Chechens, no Russians. So it's so strange. It's a strange cult. It's very impossible to understand if you're not from Russia. They praise death. They praise the way they can sacrifice themselves for the Tsar, pretty much. It's weird. And what would be a greater extension of what I just talked about, the death cult, than showing how Russians do it, how happy they are to demilitarize themselves for the Tsar, or for Stalin, or for Putin. It doesn't matter. It's always the guy on the top in Russia. You wanna sacrifice yourself for him, and then you will go to Russian heaven. In this case, we see a Russian infantry squad clearing a Ukrainian minefield. But the thing is, you don't clear them with whatever you clear them with in the military. In the Russian military, in Soviet Russia, you clear the minefields with your bodies. Boom! One mine cleared. Another mine cleared. Another mine cleared. There's a whole squad here, and they're taking out the Ukrainian mines one by one with their bodies, being so happy to die for their leader. I think these guys are already in Russian heaven. It is so bizarre, my friends. It's not just my words. You can see it in the videos. They just go and throw themselves at anything Ukrainians have. It's drones and mines, whatever they have. They just want to die. They want to die. They have been built and raised to die. We saw another instance of a Russian Frankenstein tank. They're always testing new designs against Ukrainian drones. Which one survives a little bit, a few seconds longer or a few minutes longer. They're all destroyed in the end, but some of them survive like a minute longer. This instance is a cope cage, of course, and wires attached to it. They're supposed to keep out the drones. They don't. But all of this work and effort here is to survive a few seconds longer, so they do it. In the next video, I show you Russian assault tractors. This one is a specific tractor called Belarus, or Belarus, the country, because these tractors in the Soviet Union, they were the most produced tractors in all of Soviet Union. They were all made in Belarus. And this is exactly what they look like. Boom, like that. And here we see a Ukrainian drone hugging, out of love, hugging the tractor, demilitarizing it, knocking it out cold, and another one doing it. By the way, this one is armored. Look at that. They put armored sheets on top of it. And I love the Ukrainian drone crew who put F-16 in the lower half. So demilitarized by F-16s. It's beautiful. Alright, you get the idea. I'm not going to show you more, but it makes my day. In the next one, we have so many hits today because Ukrainians are very active before the 9th of May to show the Russians that they are gladly will help the Russian soldiers fulfill their darkest wishes of dying for Putin. The Ukrainians will gladly help the Russian soldiers. In this case, this is Magyar's drone crew with the night vision drones, FPVs, and night vision fiber optics. This is what it is. And they find a Russian base in the front with Ural trucks and everything in a barn. So of course they will go and hug it. They will go and, ooh, everything is burning. And as I talked about in the previous video about the Ukrainian army point system, for example, demilitarizing a Russian soldier equals 6 points. A tank, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like 15 to 16 points. You can buy a huge vampire or Baba Yaga drone with 16 points. Magyar unit has 16,000 points. So they are very effective in doing what I just showed you. Demilitarizing. After the mineral deal was signed on April the 30th, Trump's administration has already signed 2 weapon sales to the Ukrainians 2 times. First of all, it's 50 million deal. It was a very small one compared to the scale of this war, but now 310 million. And this is not military aid. This is just a sale of weapons or services connected to military needs. This is United States making money. I'm just saying it again. United States making money by selling weapons and services to Ukraine. So for the United States taxpayers who might be watching this video, don't worry. It's just business. It's not military aid. You're gonna get a lot of money out of this. The US State Department authorized another major defense package for Ukraine. The defense package, it was a business deal. It was a sale. Ukrainians are paying for it. $310.5 million for Ukrainian F-16 training, upgrades and spare parts, as well as related equipment can be obtained by the Ukrainian military. This is the second arms purchase Ukraine could execute since the establishment of the mineral deal. And the United States has weapons to sell and to make a lot of money from them, and Ukraine will want to buy them. And these weapons are very good at demilitarizing Russians. So this is incredibly bad news for the Russians, because ever since Trump took office, there has been no military aid packages. There were Biden's packages that ran out. There has been no Trump packages. But these are Trump's business deals with Ukraine, as his administration is actually making money thanks to selling this to Ukraine. I just wanted to be clear that this is not aid. This is a business deal. And it's good for both sides. I'm all for it. I mean, if Americans really want to make money, it's okay, but just keep selling the weapons to Ukraine. That's it from me, my friends, but don't go yet, because I want to show you this video. This is USA-Ukraine mineral deal, and in this video I will go in depth into what it really is, how much Ukraine is giving away, how much United States is winning, how much Ukraine is winning, and my friends, they're both winning. It's a very good deal for both sides. And if you're a United States taxpayer, it's a very good deal for you also. It's an in-depth look, but it's only for members of the channel. So if you want to look at this, go to the description of any one of my videos, become a member of my channel, click on this. It's only 99 cents, so you don't really have to worry about it. You join and you get 4 extra in-depth analysis videos per month each Saturday. I'll see you there, my friends. And as always, until my next video, Slava Ukraini, my friends, and bye-bye. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring today's video.